The National Theatre of Wales approached me about doing something in their opening season, and they talked about the idea of doing things that were more connected to the community that they were coming out of and more site-specific. And so I found myself saying, foolishly at the time, what about if we did a sort of contemporary version of The Passion in the town, all over the town, which seemed like a great idea 2 years ago, and now it's a week and a half away, and I'm having sleepless nights.
And you've got to, just to sort of paint a picture for us, so you've got a cast of, what, 1,000?
Oh, well over 1,000.
Well over 1,000 people, so they're actually taking part in it.
Yeah, if you imagine it's like sort of concentric circles. So at the middle of it is the core company, which is a group of 15 professional performers, all from the local area. Then outside of that we have our community performers, so well over 1,000. We have groups like youth theatre and dance and bands and that kind of people are already in groups, choirs and that kind of thing. And then outside of that we have the organisations, all the service groups, voluntary organisations, Bernardo's, the Samaritans, Wakanda, all these sort of groups. And together we create the entire company. So the company is probably bigger than the audience.
I was going to ask, how many people will be watching and how do they watch? I mean, how does that work?
Well, it's all promenade, so it takes place all over the town. So over 3 days, it's one performance that lasts for 3 days. So it's sort of like episodes of a story. So they're all scheduled and organised, and the audience is told where to come, and there's park and ride and all that kind of stuff. Then they, over the 3 days, wander around the town. So there's organised events, but in between those organised events there'll be things that people will just come across and happen upon.
Is it the Easter story, and are you Jesus?
Well, I play a character who's a teacher from the town who went missing 40 days before the events take place, and who reappears and has no memory. So that's who I play. And he just happens to come back into the town as huge events are happening in the town, and the whole town is being under threat. And it's the combination of the two things that create the drive of the performance.
Okay. How will you know what's happening elsewhere, if you know what I mean? So you're watching one bit, so you go down to people might be thinking, great, we'll go down and watch. How do you know what's happening kind of elsewhere in the production? If you're watching one bit here, you say there are things kind of happening simultaneously.
It's all focused, the organised events are all focused in a particular location. Okay. So it's more like, in a way, it's more like a film set, because you've got locations that things take place in. But for instance, on the Saturday afternoon, there are things happening in 3 different locations, and it's our job to make sure the audience sees everything and is taken around, and people are, you know, showing you where to go. Characters that pop up and take you to places. The audience gets split. There's things happening in streets and in cemeteries and in the shopping centre, and we're just transforming the entire town.